SpaceX, however, down several points. Relative weakness, one might say, with SpaceX. Now, as SpaceX crashes 51% from its mania peak, market strategists warn this could tank SpaceX stock further. Great companies can still be bad investments. And indeed, that has to do with where your entry is, right? We've been talking about SpaceX since before it IPO'd, about how crazy this company could be, how bright the future is, all of these things. Don't bet against Elon. Look what happened to Tesla, blah, all these things over and over again. Yet it can still make a bad investment if you end up buying too high. And we're going to be patient and wait for when it bottoms out and gives us a more appreciable price. SpaceX, ticker SPCX, has plummeted 50.87% from its June 16th high of 225.64 to its July 23 low, and market strategist Charlie Bellio warns the bleeding isn't over. With 911 million shares eligible for insider sale on August 6th, the impending lockup expiration threatens to overwhelm the market and sink shares further. The initial retail buying frenzy that temporarily drove SpaceX to a $3 trillion valuation was violently reversed. Who could have called that? The stock recently bottomed at $110.85 on Thursday, July 23rd, last week, breaking well below its $135 IPO price and its $161 first day close. Retail investors who chased the stock are now suffering steep losses. Quote, SpaceX is suffering the same fate as many major IPOs before it, in a euphoric debut, unrealistic expectations, and a painful reality check. And that came from Bellio. And I don't know if you folks remember, but remember who that guy was? Again, I can't remember his name, who was showing you the chart of the IPO process and how there's always that bump right away, and then it falls off, and then it bases, and then we have the real move. Remember that guy that showed that tweet that day? Yeah, probably not. We do everything we can to prepare you around here, folks. Addressing those who believe the aerospace company would defy historical trends, he stated in his market broadcast, quote, a lot of people said, no, Charlie, this time it's different. Well, it's not different, end quote. Way to go, Charlie. The next major structural test for SpaceX arrives just 2 days after its August 4th earnings report. On August 6th, the initial lockup period expires, freeing 911 million shares for early private investors to sell. Because SpaceX grew from a $10 billion private company a decade ago to a $1 trillion entity today, insiders sit on massive unrealized gains. Quote, there's definitely going to be some selling pressure, end quote. That again was from Charlie Bellio, and he cautioned, emphasizing the ongoing risks of staggering share releases driving the stock throughout the coming months. Someone else on this show, two of us actually, said the same thing over and over and over again. The severe 51% drawdown impacts more than just everyday portfolios. Elon Musk recently lost his brief status as the world's first trillionaire, joking online about his new former trillionaire title. Well, at least he has a sense of humor about it. What can I say? Additionally, Alphabet, ticker GOOG, which relied heavily on unrealized SpaceX equity markups to post a record $112 billion net income last quarter, will see a massive chunk of those earnings evaporate if the stock fails to recover. Bellio's ultimate lesson to the market is simple, quote, great companies can still be bad investments at the wrong price, end quote. So I got a couple of takeaways from here, and aside from the smart-ass victory laps that I've been taking here this morning, aside from that, it's okay. It's okay to be patient. And I've said a number of times recently, the market is a mechanism for moving money from the impatient to the patient. And that's what we're going to try and be here. And the entire space theme had this halo effect. We traded it. We made money off of it. We're all guilty of participating in it. But now that SpaceX is out here, it seems that the new paradigm here is for us to be patient. Let's wait this out. Let's wait till it gets to some of those prices. Zach now giving you a wide range here, 45 to 80. I don't know if it's going to get down to 45, but if it goes to 80, I'll be adding down there for sure.